Hey, welcome to Girls Can Do Anything, the show that encourages ladies to just give it a crack. This is part 2 of our room reno. Now that we've finished the floor or got the floor prepped anyway, ready to lay the flooring, we'll do that. That'll be the very last thing we do. Now that we've got all that sorted, it's time to look at the walls. So we're going to pull everything down, all our blinds, pull screws out of the walls, and then we're going to putty and fix up any holes and dents, getting ready to paint. When it comes to these ones that I took out earlier, we just want to get all of that broken off paint out of there, get rid of that. Now that we've got everything off the walls, it's time to fill the holes and dents and things like that. Now this product is my absolute favourite for everything, okay? It's a multi-purpose joint compound, but I use it for patching holes. There's so many products, I've tried so many different products, and some of them, they say they're sandable, but they're like almost a rubbery consistency when they're dry, and you can't really sand them, or you're sanding the wall and you think you've got it, but it ends up looking like this. Right, this is what happens when you use like a product that you think is good, but it's not. I don't know if you can see this, but you can see this line here, and it kind of comes around here. So this is a reno I did several years ago now, and I thought I did an amazing job sanding this back, and no, then once you paint it, it's all I can see. Every time I sit on the loo, I can see that, and it annoys the heck out of me. But this stuff's perfect. It is so smooth. You sand it, you get the absolute perfect finish. Now this I'll use on the ceiling. In the next video, there'll be a full reno of the ceiling. And so this was a different product that came in another tub that I tried, but it's almost like this is one that's almost like a rubbery kind of consistency. You can't really sand it. It says it's sandable, but it's really not. Hopefully you can see when I put the putty blade across there, you can still see there's still a gap there. So I'm going to go over it with my favourite compound and smooth it all out neatly and get a really nice finish over the top of that. Right, so just get a good chunk of it out here to start with, just whack it on there. And we're just going to go over it a few different angles and go out wider than we want it. Well, that's going to do me for now. I'm going to come back to it later when it's dried and go over it again. Here's another part of the wall that I mistakenly used that other product on that wasn't very good. Probably can't see it in that, but I did some patches on the wall here with the multi-purpose joint compound, and it's perfect. This stuff here is all chunky and it's awful. I'm going to try and sand it back a bit, and then probably go over the top of it with the compound and fix it up. Here's another part where I thought I'd use that other stuff, but as you can see, I couldn't even sand it off, and it just kind of scrapes off because, as I said, it's kind of rubbery in there. So I'm going to try and get as much of it off as I can. I'm going to use the multi-purpose compound instead. Alright, so I scraped all that other crap off. I'm going to use the joint compound on here now. So I've just sanded off this wall now. It's 100 times better than it was. It's still got some dents and bumps in it, and particularly over here where this is the entrance this way, there's a few bumps in there, so I'm going to now do another layer and make it out wider. Same on the side, bring that over wider. The first coat of this finished and sanded it back, and it's nice and smooth, but I stuffed it up a bit down here. There's a bit of a line in it, so I'm going to go over it with another coat and bring it out a bit wider. So always make sure wherever your hole is, go out wider. Then don't just cover your hole, go right out, and it'll blend in smoothly with the wall when you sand it back. You can already see when you sand this stuff back with your finer grit sandpaper how much it then just blends so smoothly to the wall. There's like no definition there at all. When you're ready for your final sand, use something finish like a 180 grit, and it's best just to do it with your hand rather than a block of wood, because if you've got anything stuck under it or something like that, you're going to gouge holes in it, whereas with your hand it's just, you can get a nicer finish, you can feel what you're doing. And you can see that's been sanded back there. It's just like perfect all the way across. I've just done a final sand of this corner that I patched up, and it is looking perfect, if I do say so myself. Alright, while I've got some primer paint out that I'm using on the ceiling, I'm going to use the primer on this wall that I've patched. It's important to go over it with a quick primer, even if you just do one coat, to prep it for your proper painting. Make sure you give your wall a wipe off first. Make sure you get all that dust off. You can see how much dust is on there. I'm going to give this a quick prime. We're going to go over it with the wall paint. If you've got any stains like that after you've given them a scrub you still can't get off, this is a pretty good product. Bin primer, nice and easy, give a good shake. Don't put it on too thick like I just did. Here's another one. So it's just a primer, put on before you paint, and it'll cover those stains. Just about finished the room now. That's the wall that we patched up there, and then over on this side, this is the corner that we patched up. So all looking nice and perfect, flat, clean.